Hello there, I am Enemaku Ojochegbe and this is Nation Watch. Thanks for joining us on this edition. Remember, Kogi governorship election is on November 11. If you are resident in Kogi State, anywhere across the length and breadth of Kogi State, you have a duty on November 11. Dust up your permanent voter's card and make sure you vote. Today we'll be talking about the elections and the build-up to the elections and party affiliations, party relationships, rising insecurity, and of course, cross-carpeting that's already going on across Kogi State ahead of the elections. I have here with me someone you have listened to and watched here on Nation Watch before, a very seasoned politician and a citizen of Kogi State from Kogi East, precisely speaking, Pastor Enejo Simon Sani. Good to have you today.
Same here. Good to see you again. Good afternoon.
I understand you were almost caught in the fracas that happened about a week ago on the road to Lokoja, where shots were fired, but thank God no one was hurt. Well, no one died, rather. People were injured, I believe. Can you tell me about what your experience was on that day?
Yes, my personal experience is that I left Abuja that day for the unveiling of the deputy governorship candidate of the APC, that's our party. And just before Lokoja, around Banda, there were an array of supporters of the SDP governorship candidate, that's Murtala Yakubu Ajaka. And you know, they just stumbled upon the road, flagged my car down with the banners of the candidate. Of course, I just thank God it wasn't my brother who was driving. I was the one driving. So I just stopped for about 2 minutes and then they let me go, you know, and I think that's not very right. It's a federal highway and it's not so, that wasn't very good. That was my personal experience. It was after I left and then straight to Government House at the Glass House where the unveiling took place. It was after I left that I learned the governor, I didn't know the governor was behind, but you know, the governor had confrontations with them, or there was, it wasn't so smooth. And from my experience, I can relate. I have listened to their own side of the story where they said they didn't quite know it was the convoy of the governor and that's why they didn't leave the road. I don't know how the governor's convoy will not be conspicuous. It's not a story I want to believe.
All right. What is the position of the governor, Yahaya Bello, at this time regarding the whole incident? Because the governor, Bello, that I know, does not quite, I don't know, he is the authority in Kogi State, and he will want to know exactly why that confrontation actually happened. Still, a lot of people believe is Murtala Yakubu Ajaka's word against the governor is the governor's word against that of Murtala Yakubu Ajaka. So what would you say is the position of the governor at this time regarding that incident?
Well, the governor has said he was attacked, right? And he has asked that security agencies should do their work. I don't know if we should expect that report. Of course, I was in Government House that day. I saw that some cars in the convoy where some glasses were broken. This is what I can say to you. And I also saw on social media that some branded vehicles of the SDP were also destroyed and all that. You don't expect such an incident of that nature should not happen. And you don't expect reaction from the security details of the governor. You don't expect it. You don't expect that they will not react. So, but largely, I believe that if the road was cleared as when the governor wanted to pass, it is my belief, it is my opinion that nothing should have happened. Because I'm aware that the governor was even in a hurry to meet up with that unveiling of the gate. It was running late, yes, that was taking place in Lokoja. And of course, he's the head of such a meeting. Yes, he's a leader of the party. And you know, generally, if you know how convoys behave, convoys are always in a hurry. They want to just pass, you know, and any obstruction, even on this airport way, I've seen how that a car was destroyed, not trying to leave the road, because what they would think is that there's an ulterior motive. You understand? And the security people must react. So I think there's a need for constituted authority to be respected.
All right.
That's what I can say.
All right. Finally, regarding this issue, clearly security in Kogi State is not at its best at this time. And the elections are about 5 months away. What's, in your view, should be done by the chief security officer of the state at this time, so that electorate, all the players regarding the election will be, you know, have a sense of security regarding the election, so that they can actually come out in their numbers to cast their ballots on polling day. What do you think should be done at this time?
You know, electioneering generally, as it is in Nigeria today, the atmosphere is never completely peaceful as it is today. So when you say security, like I was in Lokoja yesterday. No, I was in Kogi yesterday, actually. I was in Kogi East. I went for a very brief assignment. I went and came. The road was very okay. And sincerely, it's a long time ahead of incidents of kidnapping and all that. You know, so let's try to separate security of life and property without politics. I think it's important we separate that. But in answering the question, all the players, I mean every citizen of Kogi has a role to play to ensuring a peaceful electioneering and a peaceful election.
And what would that role be?
That role is to preach oneness. That role is to see that people's choice are respected.
Okay.
I stumbled upon a video where someone was saying the deputy governorship candidate of APC cannot come home. I mean, that's very provocative.
Well, everybody has got a choice.
Yes.
Of belonging, of association.
Yes, and you know that choice should be respected, Mazimani.
Absolutely.
Yes, it should be respected.
Absolutely.
I have faced a lot of hostility for my choice for the November election. But you know, I get to tell them, this is absolutely within the limit of my right. So anything in trying to cajole or bully me is trampling on my fundamental human right,
that's
and I will not take it.
Well, nobody will.
I won't.
That's established. Now, talking about your choice, I was just about getting there, so it's even very interesting you have set the pace for that part of the discussion already. The last time you were here, you were a member, a loyal member of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP. But right now, as we speak, you have jumped ship and you are now a confirmed member of the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC.
That's right.
Regarding Kogi State.
That's right.
What exactly informed these, you know, I won't say sudden, but surprising decision, because definitely a lot of people, even your supporters, will see this as a surprise. So what informed this?
I have been a member of the PDP for a long time, and we're very strong critic of the the government. And 2019, I was coalition agent for the PDP, where in Obabidi ward, and we won overwhelmingly. That same 2015, I was nominated from my ward to be a delegate at the governorship primaries of 2019. And some leaders came together and removed my name without explanations.
Leaders of
the
PDP?
PDP, yes.
Did you find out what was wrong?
It's just, they just feel you should not be part of that.
Just like that?
Just like that, without explanation, sheer impunity. And then kept faith with the party for 4 years again. And Obabidi ward, interestingly, is the only ward where PDP won in the Kina local government in the last election. Okay. We delivered for the president, delivered for the Senate, delivered for the House of Representatives. I know my investment in that venture. And it was done with utmost sincerity and courage. I was nominated again from the ward to be a delegate at the governorship primaries. And my name was removed again by this set of leaders who does not contribute in work.
All right.
And I had to ask myself, what exactly am I doing here?
In other words, you felt your chances of being recognized were fading away.
Yes, fading
deliberately
away.
by some people who did not want you to benefit.
Yes. You know, apart from the benefit, I mean, the sense of recognition, this sense of stakeholdership, it gives me to be part of the process that produced the governorship candidate of my party.
Okay.
So, and these same people are still in PDP. What it means is that as long as they are there, I may not make progress. And I'm not wishing them dead. So the best thing to do was just give way.
So were you approached by the leaders of the APC, or you decided
I decided on, and interestingly, we were foundation members of the APC.
Oh, is that so?
Yes. I followed the late leader.
Abubakar Audu?
No. Ocholi James.
Oh, Chief James Ocholi,
yes.
Who died in an accident.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my leader. So after he died, and there was not a sense of recognition per se, I felt I should move into the PDP.
Okay.
And this has happened again, you know. So I decided on my own to join the APC.
Now that you are in the APC,
how I can attract development to my people.
It's really interesting for me because, you know, one moment you hear and then the other one, I find it interesting, definitely. And this is without every sense of equivocation, but I'm trying to understand how you're blending in, how you're faring. Governor Yahaya Bello is the leader, the #1 leader of the APC in Kogi State as we speak. How has it been, your interaction with him? How has your, you know, arrival in the party, how has it been? Is it cordial? Are there hopes that, you know, could you tell me what it is like?
I met with the governor, you know, and interestingly, he's a very intelligent man. And the last conversation we had here, I mean, he had a clip. And as soon as I mentioned my name, he said, "Oh, I've watched your online interview. You were very objective."
Okay.
Yes. So he recognizes objectivity. And it's been good all the way. I've met with him. I've met with the governorship candidate of the APC. We had a lot of discussion. We had discussion over 2 hours the day I met him. I met with my local government chairman. I met with my immediate representative in the State House of Assembly. Okay. In fact, he was the first person I contacted when
when you took the decision.
Yes, when I took the decision.
Okay.
All right. So it's been good, I can tell you. It's been very good. So it's like homecoming for me.
All right. The governorship candidates, what are his, you know, you are now back in the fold, so you should be able to tell me what his plans for Kogi State should be. Governor Bello is on his way out, definitely, so he's not quite a force to demand, you know, promises from anymore. But then, the governorship candidate, what are his plans? What's his agenda? Some of the, maybe just two, that you can let us into.
I may not even want to dwell on that because campaign has not officially started.
This is definitely not campaign.
Okay,
but,
okay, good.
You know,
Okay, that's right, that's right. But is it in my interaction with him? But to not digress, to make an observation of what you said, Governor Yaya Bello still has 8 months to go.
Definitely,
and
that's
so,
right.
You know, he's going to be on top governance and leadership until his last day.
Of course, he is the governor till January 16,
so
2024, yes.
We actually can still demand a lot from me.
Absolutely, that's right.
So I'm going to demand projects in my community.
Which is what it actually comes down to in the first place.
That's what it comes down to.
Because there's still a lot.
Final analysis. There's a lot that can be done in the next 8 months.
But how effective will it be, knowing that time is already running out?
No, but
in terms of infrastructural development and healthcare intervention, education, and what have you.
And you see, when you talk about healthcare intervention, like I mentioned the last time, you need to probably take a trip to the reference hospital in Okene.
Nation Watch will be very pleased to honor an invitation in the coming days to go see some of those things.
Gegu. And let me let you know that there's a lot of work going on at the hospital, the diagnostic hospital in Ayangba. And you see, I had this from the governor, from the governor himself, at a time when the medical student gets to 300 level, they transfer them to other schools to continue. So he discovered that some of them get to either study microbiology or biochemistry or chemistry and related courses because of that hospital. As I speak to you today, equipment and manpower has already been deployed, and the Faculty of Medicine has kickstarted.
In other words, by next academic session, there will be admissions into medicine and medical service.
Yes, no, currently there's been admission into medicine, but when they get to 300 level, they transfer them to other schools. But some of them are not able to continue. But what's going to happen now is that we have a full-fledged medical school where the Kogi State University, the Prince Abakar University, will graduate medical students.
That's interesting.
That's what it is. So, and in terms of education, there's another university coming up in the Western Senatorial District. All the legal framework has been completed.
Oh, wow.
And I think that sincerely, the handlers of the governor or people need to get to know what the governor is doing in this second term. Like the last time I told you,
which is why Nation Watch is here.
Like one of my brothers did this magazine, and then he gave me just yesterday to see how I can pass it across to the governor. You need to, only fools doubt proofs. When you look at this, it's a masterpiece.
Of course, when there are proofs, it will convince every observer that there is actually something
and you see
going
the Ghana Jar flyover. I don't know if you've been there at night.
I haven't been there at night.
No, it's a masterpiece. Sincerely, it's a masterpiece. And you see, the governor acknowledges that yes, they have made 1 or 2 mistakes, and the next, by God's grace, if it's in the will and agenda of God for Dodo to be governor, and we will work hard towards that, but it's God who determines finally. But he said Ododo will hit the ground running from day one because he's been part of the process, and wherever they have done mistakes, he's going to ensure that he doesn't repeat the same mistake. And what I've heard the candidate of our party, say His Excellency Alhaji Usman Ahmed Ododo, say, he said Kogi is for all of us to develop. And with the passion I hear him speak and the steps he's taking, meeting relevant stakeholders across party line and dousing tension, I can tell you, in my belief, estimation, projection, he will take Kogi to a new height. And you see, that's why some of us are there to all. It's not something that only the governor can do. The governor is not going to be local government chairman in Adavi or Omala or Ankpa. He's not going to be commissioner representing the 21 local government. So everybody has a role to play. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Everybody.
Everyone has got a role to play, definitely, to bring Kogi State to its pride of place among the Committee of States in Nigeria. And of course, as it should be. This is where we'll leave it on Nation Watch today. Thanks a lot for joining us, Pastor Enejo Simon Sani. We're looking forward to seeing you again as the election activities progress.
I will always make myself available. I will always be available.
I am Enemaku Ojochegbe, and this is Nation Watch.